Let's start with Superfast 50. I am Shivangi Shukla. Following Madras High Court's verdict to reject AIADMK's leader OPS plea, EPS officially took over as AIADMK's interim General Secretary in the General Council meeting in Tamil Nadu. Minutes after EPS took over as AIADMK's interim General Secretary post, EPS said he was expelling OPS and another senior leader, KP Munuswamy, from the primary membership of the party. Following EPS official takeover as AIADMK's interim General Secretary in the General Council meeting in Tamil Nadu, EPS in an address said that he's loyal to only one party, and that is AIADMK. He further said that OPS has not understood the sentiments of the party. The Madras High Court on Monday rejected a plea from AIADMK leader and former coordinator OPS to stay the conduct of the General Council meeting of the party at a marriage hall, making way for rival leader EPS's elevation as a possible single leader of the party. The verdict allowed the EPS faction to hold the GC meet. The Supreme Court has asked the newly elected Maharashtra Assembly Speaker not to proceed with the plea seeking disqualification of MLAs of Shiv Sena faction led by former CM Uddhav Thackeray. A bench took note of the submissions of the senior advocates led by Kapil Sibal that several pleas of the Uddhav faction were to be listed today. UN report projects India to surpass China, being the most populous country by 2023. India, which will surpass China as the world's most populous nation by 2023, to have a population of 1.668 billion in 2050, way ahead of China's 1.317 billion people by the middle of the century. UP CM Yogi Adityanath mentioned about UP's population, saying that the state has done a good job in COVID crisis with all the facilities available for the people. Further, he said that the maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate in UP has improved. It was a record better than before.
खासतौर पर उत्तर प्रदेश का जो लक्ष्य रहा है वह मैटरनल एनीमिया में आज यह 51.1% से घटकर के 45.9% तक रह गया है.
The fugitive businessman Vijay Mallya, who is currently in the UK after defrauding a consortium of banks of 9,000 crore rupees, is found guilty in a contempt charge. The Supreme Court today awarded 4-month jail term to Vijay Mallya. The Supreme Court today in its judgment said that the centre will honour the assurance and commitment given by Portugal government for not granting imprisonment to gangster Abu Salem for more than 25 years. After the Supreme Court's order, it would be said that Salem can only be released from jail after 2030. PM Modi unveiled the new 6.5-metre long bronze national emblem cast on the roof of the new Parliament building today morning. PM Modi also interacted with the workers involved in the work of the new Parliament. Uddhav Thackeray writes to 15 Shiv Sena MLAs, thanking them for their support during tough times without surrendering to the pressure of the threats or offers. He has also called for a meeting with Shiv Sena MPs at his residence, Matoshree. A special CBI court has rejected former Maharashtra Home Minister Deshmukh's plea seeking default bail in a corruption case registered against him by the Central Bureau of Investigation. The court also rejected the pleas of 2 other accused in the case, Sanjeev Palande and Kundan Shinde. TDP extends its support to BJP-led NDA's presidential candidate Draupadi Murmu, saying that she is the first Adivasi woman president. AIADMK General Council adopts resolutions for reviving the General Secretary post and to ensure electing a person for the post by the primary members of the party. The election will be held 4 months from now. The council meeting adopted a resolution demanding Bharat Ratna for Periyar, MG Ramachandran and J. Jayalalitha. General Council also passed a resolution to squash dual leadership for AIADMK and create Deputy General Secretary post for the party. 2 groups of suspected AIADMK workers clashed outside the party headquarters on a day when the dominant faction led by EPS elected him as the single leader of the organization. The suspected supporters were carrying AIADMK flags and were seen hurling stones and damaging property as well. NCP Chief Sharad Pawar contradicts Uddhav Thackeray's last cabinet decision about renaming a city, saying that this was not part of MVA's common minimum program and the decision was not in the last cabinet of MVA. Supreme Court to hear plea of Punjab BJP leader Jagjit Singh seeking CBI probe in singer Sidhu Moosewala's murder case. Court will hear gangster Lawrence Bishnoi's plea over alleged third-degree torture to him in Punjab police custody and denial of access to his lawyers while in custody. In a video statement released to media, Bishnoi's lawyer has claimed that Bishnoi was produced before the duty magistrate without any legal representation and has been sent to police custody without being allowed to plead his case. Hearing on bail application of main accused Ashish Mishra in Lakhimpur violence case will be held today. After the hearing on the bail application of Ashish Mishra in the Lucknow bench of the High Court, the court had given the next date of July 11th. Gujarat Pradesh Congress Committee has submitted a letter to the Speaker of the Goa Legislative Assembly to remove Congress leader Michael Lobo as the leader of opposition.
जो हमारा कल सीएलपी का जो मीटिंग हुआ उसका जो रेजोल्यूशन निकला दैट टू चेंज द सीएलपी लीडर सो अभी आई हैव सबमिटेड द लेटर टू द ऑनरेबल स्पीकर टू रिमूव आवर अर्लियर सीएलपी लीडर एंड आवर न्यू सीएलपी लीडर विल बी फाइनलाइज्ड बाय टुडे एंड वी विल सबमिट द सेम.
Light to moderate rain slashed Mumbai and its neighbouring areas on Monday morning. No cases of waterlogging were reported anywhere in the city. The Indian Met Department has predicted moderate rainfall in the city and its suburbs over the next 24 hours, with a possibility of heavy showers at isolated places. The Indian Met Department has predicted heavy to extremely heavy rainfall to July 12th across Maharashtra. The death toll since the onset of monsoons in the state has risen to 76, including 9 deaths in the past 24 hours. The deaths have been attributed to natural calamities such as lightning strike, floods, and structure collapse. Indian Met Department has issued a red alert for the coastal districts of Karnataka as heavy rains are expected to continue in the region for the next 3 days. A warning has also been issued for the fishing community to not venture out in the sea. Schools and colleges have been shut down for the meantime because of heavy rains. In a shocking incident from Karnataka due to heavy rains in Belgavi district, a school compound collapsed at Mundewadi village government school. The incident occurred last night. No casualties have been reported. The Indian Met Department has issued a high alert in few districts of Telangana for the next 3 days. Many areas in the state have seen flood-like situations and people have been asked not to move out. The Telangana CM has ordered schools and colleges to shut down. Former MP and MLC Kavita Kalvakuntla today has during a review with top officials of Nizamabad, asked to take immediate measures to prevent the loss of lives in the wake of the weather department's warning against non-stop rains in this district for 2 more days. She further advised to constantly monitor problematic areas such as inland areas, ponds, ditches and bridges in the district. The authorities have issued a flood warning after the water level at Godavari River crossed the danger mark. Flood duty officials have been deployed around the region. IMD has announced red alert. Tourists are not allowed to visit the Bogatha waterfall, viewing the safety of citizens.
As IMD has issued red alert in few of the districts of Telangana, viewing that there are heavy to very heavy rainfalls which are predicted for the next 3 days. Now the Telangana government has also announced that all educational institutions will also be remain closed till 13th of July. And as we continue to report from here, from Godavari River at Etunagaram, we see that the water levels at Godavari River has also gone up, and also the authorities, the management board has announced second warning and made sure that all the people living in the low-lying areas are also moved to safer zones.
It has been raining every day from the past 1 week in Chindwara. Because of torrential rains on Sunday, a flood-like situation erupted in Sonsor. Vehicles in the area can be seen drowning in the rainwater. Houses and government offices are also flooded. Due to excessive rains in the Vidisha city, the district administration has declared a holiday for all the schools. Houses have been flooded in the low-lying areas, including Subhash Nagar, Udaynagar, Arihant Vihar. The Vidisha police line is also filled with water. The SP, Monica Shukla, reached in a boat. Heavy rains pounded many parts of South Gujarat, leading to a rise in the water level of some rivers, which caused inundation in various low-lying areas, following which over 700 people were shifted to safer places in Navsari and Valsad districts. Many homes and streets have submerged in the water. In an encounter at Avantipura, two notorious terrorists of JEM terror outfit, namely Kesar Koka, was killed. The security forces have recovered incriminating materials, arms and ammunition, including one USA-made rifle, one pistol and other materials. Search operations are underway. The group has been active in the area since 2018. Maharashtra CM Eknath Shinde's Chief Whip Bharat Gogavale car has met with an accident. A total of 8 cars bumped into each other on a freeway. No injuries were reported. The National Investigation Agency has made a fresh arrest in the Kanhaiya Lal murder case. They have detained Riaz and Gause's aide Farhad Mohammad Sheikh alias Babla. After a long interrogation, a conspiracy has come to the fore. Many revelations are likely from the detained. As the Amarnath Yatra resumed, hundreds lined up at the Bhagwati Nagar base camp in Jammu to pay their respects at the holy cave. Pilgrims chant slogans and start their journey toward the valley. CM Arvind Kejriwal on Monday announced a financial assistance of 10 lakh rupees each for families of 2 Delhi residents killed in a cloudburst near the Amarnath shrine in Jammu and Kashmir. He earlier met the families of Virmati and Prakashi, who lost their life in Amarnath tragedy. Ahead of the Go Assembly session, the opposition Congress has moved 5 of its MLAs to an undisclosed location after 5 other party legislators went missing, as per a senior Congress leader said. Now, the party will also announce the name of its new leader of opposition before the commencement of the assembly session, as per the Goa Congress chief Amit Patkar. The Ministry of Earth Sciences, Jitendra Singh, has announced that 1 or 2 Indian origin astronauts will go to space. Jitendra Singh further said that at least 2 trials will be conducted by the end of this year.
हमारा भारतीय मूल का एक मानव 1 या 2 अंतरिक्ष में जाएंगे। हमारे गगनयान की तैयारी हो चुकी है। उससे पहले इस वर्ष के अंत तक 2 ट्रायल फ्लाइट्स की जाएंगी। पहला एक मिशन जाएगा, उसके बाद दूसरा जाएगा जिसमें रोबो जाएगी, एक फीमेल रोबो एस्ट्रोनॉट जिसका नाम वायुमित्र रखा गया है। और फिर इन दोनों फ्लाइट्स के अनुभव के आधार पर
फीमेल जाएगी, कहाँ की?
फीमेल रोबो
पहले खाली जाएगा,
पहले खाली, और फिर जो तीसरा जाएगा उसमें हमारे 2 या 3 एस्ट्रोनॉट, उसका भी अंतिम निर्णय होगा, वो जाएंगे।
The Indian Navy has completed final sea trials of indigenous aircraft carrier warship to be commissioned next month. The 4th phase of sea trials for indigenous aircraft carrier has been successfully completed. The ship's delivery has been targeted by the end of this month, following the ship's commissioning in August to commemorate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The Punjab government has appointed Rajya Sabha MP and Aam Aadmi Party leader Raghav Chaddha as chairman of the advisory committee on matters of public interest. The state government has recently issued a notification announcing the formation of the advisory body on matters of public interest. India on Monday reported more than 16,000 fresh COVID cases and 26 deaths in the last 24 hours. The daily positivity rate stands at more than 4%. The spokesperson of Ministry of External Affairs of India stated today that India stands with the people of Sri Lanka as they seek to realize their aspirations for progress through democratic means, values and established institutions and constitutional framework. Sri Lanka's PF's office said that President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has officially informed PM Ranil Wickremesinghe that he will be resigning as previously announced. Japan's governing party and its coalition partner scored a major victory in a parliamentary election after the assassination of former PM Shinzo Abe. The Liberal Democratic Party and its junior coalition partner Komito raised their combined share in the 248-seat chamber to 146, far beyond the majority in the elections for half of the seats in the less powerful upper house. SpaceX launched her latest batch of Starlink satellites from the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The Falcon 9 rocket was set to launch 46 Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit. The Roman Catholic Church began a special round of prayers for peace in Mexico after 2 priests and a tour guide were slain last month. The priest held a moment of silence for the priests who were allegedly killed by these local drug gang leaders as they tried to protect the guide. Dozens gathered in Mexico City for the moment of silence. People laid flowers and paid respects to former Japanese PM Shinzo Abe outside his political party's headquarters in Tokyo on Monday. Abe was assassinated on Friday after he was shot during a campaign speech in the western city of Nara and died of massive blood loss. Ukrainian army spokesperson said Russia was preparing to intensify its combat operations in the Bakhmut direction. Now, speaking at the briefing on Monday, a spokesperson for the Ukrainian army said that there were signs of enemy units preparing to intensify combat operations in the Donetsk area. Spirit Airlines plane caught fire after its brake overheated when landing at the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Georgia's Atlanta. As per the reports, nobody was injured due to the incident. After England claimed victory in the third and last 20-20 international against India with a 17-run victory at Trent Bridge, India's captain Rohit Sharma expresses disappointment.
Chasing a score like that and to come out and bat the way he did shows the quality of a batsman. Honestly, we were 3 down and we wanted to dig in, get that partnership going and bat as long as possible. He pretty much did everything right today. I'm pretty sure slightly disappointed that he couldn't be right till the end, but nothing taking away from that kind of knock. You don't get to see that every now and then.
England are preparing for their second group match of Euro 2022 against Norway at Farmer Stadium in Brighton on Monday. Both squads won their opening matches, although Norway sit on the top of Group A after their 4-1 victory over Northern Ireland.